Old Hollywood stars with terrible hygiene. For decades, the Hollywood star system manufactured perfection. Pristine celebrities who seemed to exist in a realm above ordinary mortals. Their smiles dazzled from magazine covers, their voices enchanted through radio waves, and their faces loomed larger than life on silver screens across America. But what if I told you that behind those perfect smiles and beneath those tailored suits lurked some of the most revolting personal hygiene habits imaginable? What if the gods and goddesses you worshipped from afar actually repulse the very co-stars forced to work closely with them? The truth about old Hollywood's biggest stars will not only shock you, it might permanently change how you view your favorite classic films. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the dirty secrets that studio publicists worked overtime to hide. From breath so foul, it made kissing scenes a nightmare to body odor that cleared film sets. These are the stomach-turning hygiene habits of Hollywood's most beloved icons. The truth has remained hidden for decades until now. In this video, we'll explore the personal hygiene habits of 15 legendary stars from Hollywood's golden age whose private lives directly contradicted their carefully crafted public images. From dental disasters to bathing boycotts, from putrid breath to notorious body odor, these celebrities harbored secrets that studio publicity departments worked tirelessly to conceal. 1. Clark Gable, the king with killer breath. Let's begin with a man whose very name evokes images of suave sophistication. Clark Gable, the undisputed king of Hollywood, whose charm and good looks made him a leading man for over 3 decades. The star who, as Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind, delivered one of cinema's most iconic lines. When Gable smiled at the camera, women across America felt their hearts flutter. But had those same women come within a few feet of their idol, that flutter might have been replaced by a gag reflex. By the time Clark Gable was just 32 years old, he had nearly a full set of dentures, not partial plates, not a few caps. Almost all of his natural teeth had been completely removed. While this might seem shocking for such a young man, especially a movie star, the reality of dental care in the early 20th century was brutal. Gable had suffered from a severe case of poria, what we now call periodontitis, a gum infection that destroys the soft tissue and bone supporting the teeth. In 1933, as Gable's star was rising, his dental problems became so severe that his dentist made the decision to extract almost all of his teeth. He was hospitalized for days afterward and then retreated to Canada to recover in privacy. The pain must have been excruciating, but the aftermath would prove to be a chronic issue that plagued him throughout his career. The dentures Gable wore were primitive by today's standards. Ill-fitting, uncomfortable, and worst of all, they gave him a case of halitosis, bad breath, so severe that it became legendary throughout Hollywood. His romantic leading ladies, while outwardly thrilled to be cast opposite the biggest star in the world, privately dreaded intimate scenes with him on the set of It Started in Naples. 1960, his co-star Sophia Loren reportedly kept her distance from Gable between takes despite their romantic scenes. The Italian bombshell, known for her own meticulous grooming, was said to have requested that the director limit their close contact whenever the cameras weren't rolling. The king might have ruled Hollywood, but his breath ensured he never got too close to his queens. Even more shocking, Gable reportedly refused to use mouthwash or breath mints, believing they would affect his acting. One crew member from The Misfits, 1961, Gable's final film, recalled that by that point in his career, the actor's dental issues had worsened to the point where the smell was noticeable from several feet away. Yet his star power remained so immense that no one dared confront him directly about the issue. 2. Joan Crawford, dental disaster behind the famous lips. Joan Crawford, whose fierce ambition and striking features made her one of the most recognizable actresses of her era, harbored a dental history almost as painful as Gable's. Like many stars seeking to enhance their appearance, Crawford had undergone dental procedures specifically designed to accentuate her cheekbones. Following in the footsteps of Marlene Dietrich, she had several murs removed to create more pronounced hollows in her cheeks. The consequences were disastrous. After her teeth were extracted, her front teeth began to spread apart. Dentists filled these gaps with cement, then filed them down to be fitted with caps. The pain must have been excruciating, and worse, it led to severe gum infections. Crawford's entire mouth swelled as a result, leaving her with a permanently enlarged upper lip, a feature that became part of her trademark look, though it stemmed from a painful dental complication. In her late 60s, Crawford required major dental surgery that was so serious she needed round-clock medical care afterward. The glamorous image she projected to the world concealed years of painful dental problems that originated from cosmetic procedures gone wrong. What made Crawford's situation even more challenging was her notorious perfectionism in every other aspect of her appearance. While she obsessed over her makeup, clothing, and posture, famously scrubbing her hands until they were raw and insisting that her homes be immaculately clean, her dental hygiene remained problematic throughout her life. Several makeup artists who worked with her noted the contrast between her outward precision and the state of her mouth, which required increasingly elaborate techniques to photograph attractively as she aged. One particularly disturbing rumor that circulated among Hollywood insiders concerned Crawford's breath, which reportedly worsened dramatically when she was drinking heavily, a not infrequent occurrence, especially in her later years. 3. Marilyn Monroe, the dirty bombshell. Marilyn Monroe, the ultimate sex symbol whose blonde bombshell image defined an era, harbored hygiene habits that directly contradicted her pristine public image. According to multiple sources, including claims from her The Misfits co-star, Clark Gable, Monroe was notoriously lax about personal cleanliness. Despite her glamorous appearance on screen, she reportedly rarely bathed, often went without undergarments, and had little concern for basic hygiene practices. Author David Brett, in his biography of Clark Gable, claimed that the actor was completely uninterested in Monroe romantically despite rumors of an affair. Gable, who is described as having a fetish for cleanliness, found Monroe's casual approach to hygiene repulsive. According to Brett, Monroe often didn't bathe for days and never used deodorant. This juxtaposition between Monroe's carefully crafted image as the ultimate object of desire and the reality of her personal habits highlights the massive disconnect between Hollywood's manufactured perfection and the unpolished reality. Her makeup artist, Alan Whitey Snyder, who worked with her for years and became one of her most trusted confidants, developed specialized techniques to create her flawless on-screen appearance. Despite what colleagues described as her irregular bathing schedule, Snyder reportedly kept a supply of baby wipes and extra-strength powder in his kit specifically for Monroe, using them to freshen her between takes during long shooting days. Even more shocking were the accounts from the wardrobe department staff who worked on her films. 4. Howard Hughes. From debonair producer to reclusive germaphobe. Howard Hughes, the aviation magnate and film producer who dated numerous Hollywood starlets, had his own bizarre relationship with hygiene. Early in his career, Hughes was known for his good looks and meticulous appearance. As he aged, however, his lifelong obsessive-compulsive disorder transformed from a quirk into a debilitating condition that dramatically affected his personal hygiene. In his later years, Hughes developed a pathological fear of germs that led to increasingly extreme behaviors. He would wear tissue boxes on his feet instead of shoes, let his hair and nails grow to disturbing lengths, and refuse to bathe for months at a time. The man who had once been one of Hollywood's most eligible bachelors eventually became a recluse, sitting naked in a hotel room, clean zone, while surrounded by jars of his own urine. Interestingly, while Hughes himself deteriorated into squalor, his standards for the women he dated